Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, it's a good evening because it is very late where I am, so I can only imagine the time in your area. But thank you for tuning in. Um, if once you see the video, I was gonna let another day go by, and then I said, then I'll do the video, but I couldn't. I honestly could not. Um, I am gonna see something. Okay, there we go. Um, I have been, I didn't do a video on last week. I'm doing two this week. Don't worry. Um, the Spirit began to talk to me about some things, and it seemed like everything around me is talking about this one subject. So I said, I can't let it ride anymore. I have to address it. I have to talk about it. And it's the spirit of truth, right? I know that's not what I titled the video, but um, it's mainly talking about the spirit of truth because spirit of truth is disrupting some lives, right? But in a good way. This is the season for the truth to come out for a lot of things. Um, hmm. when people lie, they're covering up something. And I spoke on this maybe a few months ago, last month, June, July. But now is the reaping season for truth. Um, and yes, there's a scripture that says, that talks about how people will rather hear a lie than the truth, right? But right now, in this moment, in this time that we're in now, people are wanting the truth. Because people have been lying so much, now it's inevitable for the truth to not be told. That's why we have so many people fighting against the truth. Because I begin to ask God and Spirit, why in the year of 2023 are we talking about erasing Black history and the fact that America was built on the backs of Black, Indigenous, Black, African slaves or people, and that because of that, we have become American citizens by way of fighting to become a citizen to a country that we never should have been in except for our indigenous ancestors because they were here first, mind you. Um, my ethnic background is so diverse, right? Um, I was talking to someone recently and I said, it is something about having a mixed and diverse background because all of it shows up in your life in some form of fashion. And for me, it is the lack of fear. For me, it is the lack of not caring if I push a button. For me, it is the process of saying the truth will be told, no matter how you look at it, no matter how fearful you are. The truth must be told. It has to be told. There is no other way. I don't care what type of narrative you come up with. I don't care what you have told yourself. It is now time for the truth to be in the forefront. And if the truth is not being told, I guarantee it will cause a lot of people to fall. And I have seen it over the last few days, I have seen so many instances where people are getting exposed. And some people are like, oh, were they being attacked? And no, baby, they're getting exposed because they have been lying to you for so many years. And there are literally, there's booby traps for those who don't know how to tell the truth. You gonna get caught up in your own lies for not telling the truth. And I don't care how far this lie goes. That one little thread of a lie is being undone publicly. So you know that saying, what's done in the dark will be exposed in the light. That's what's happening. It's like the light is here now, right? And it's because there's some things on this earth that needs to be addressed. There's some healing that needs to take place. Hence, healing in the vein. And people cannot heal from their own sabotage because they're still holding on to lies that they told years ago. People are trying to figure out why they are not receiving their blessings, why certain attacks keep happening to baby. It's because you lied and you did not clarify the lie. You did not fix it. You went on about your life and you said, "Oh, I've been delivered," and da 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 da. Ibo sheke babase, inaboso kobayere moshata, all of that, right? And you didn't fix the lies that you told. And people were hurt from that. And people to get delivered because of that. And people are still carrying on wounds from that, from your lies. And now you've been exposed. And for those that did not cause any disruption in other people's lives, you're now becoming embarrassed because of lies that you told. And now you're saying, how can I face these people that I've been lying to? Like there is this group on Instagram that I follow, and I don't follow them for it is a gossip blog, but I don't follow it for a gossip blog. I follow it because they shed light of what's happening in our nation that nobody is talking about. Because and you know why the media doesn't want to talk about it? It's because they're trying to cover up the fact that these things are even happening. Prime example, recently, within the last, at this point, it's been a month or close to a month. But over the last few weeks, there have been Black men disappearing. And I've heard people making posts and posting pictures like, hey, my son is missing. Hey, my nephew is missing. Hey, my brother's missing. Can you help me find these men? And nobody's talking about that. I have not seen any national coverage on these missing people. Why must we make 48 hours to make a missing persons report? Help me understand. If someone is missing, that takes more precedence than any other thing, because this is a life that we're talking about that's been missing, and they're not supposed to be missing, right? If I'm supposed to be meeting you at 9 o'clock and you don't show up, I'm going to have concerns. And while we're on the topic of mental health these days, baby, this is causing anxiety for other people because they don't know what has happened to their loved ones. And I know people say, "Oh, well, your mind shouldn't automatically jump to it." But hey, we have been conditioned to think negative thoughts before we think positive thoughts. We will worry before we wait peacefully. And that's just the truth. Oh, I didn't hear from someone. Oh, I thought something had happened to you. So I went to go praying and say, oh God, I hope that such and such is fine. And we're prone to think negatively than positively. But the lies that are being told have been told so long that God is tired of it. God is just simply tired of it. I'm hearing there is a disruption in the earth, uprooting lies that have been rooted in the past. I actually had a visual just now. That's why I closed my eyes. Because some lies go so deep into the roots of this earth that they have to be pulled up. Because some people try to bury these lies. Oh, nobody will ever find out. No. You ever wonder why we start having earthquakes in places that doesn't have earthquakes? Baby, it's because some people did some things back in the past and they didn't want to be exposed. So the only way to expose them is to literally open up the earth in places that normally don't have earthquakes so that what's buried beneath the earth can come to the top. What lies beneath? Because when things start to shift, it don't always shift to the left or the right. Some things shift up and some things shift down. I send my prayers to Hawaii at this moment. A lot of people have said, oh, Hawaii is a tropical place. It's so peaceful. Nothing happens out there. Well, I've been working with some doctors and some people in Hawaii, and they talk about how there's a desperate need for the citizens of Hawaii, the indigenous people of Hawaii. They have certain needs, and those needs weren't being met, and they were being overlooked and overlooked and overlooked. And they were saying, hey, we need help. Hey, we need help. Hey, we need help. Well, now a natural disaster has happened and they need help. And help has not been present all this time. And so now it's exposing the lies that were told. Are we really as safe as people say we are, right? If you're not divinely protected, any and everything can happen to you. That is why there is such a need for people to be spiritually connected and guided by God. Because if you're not spiritually connected, baby, everything that happens, every storm, every roadblock, every bump, every error track can happen to you because you're not tapped in to spirit. You know, I'm gonna say this because it's on my mind. The minister of the church, I forgot his name, was talking about how Adam and Eve in the Bible, how when God called out to them, they were talking about how they were afraid. And he was like, God was like, afraid of what? Why are you afraid? And they said, oh, because we were naked and so we wanted to hit. Who told you that you were naked? I didn't tell you that you were naked. So who told you that you were naked? You see, and here's a revelation that I got out of that. You have been covered by me. So it doesn't matter what you do, you are covered But the fact is that Adam and Eve tried to hide the truth from God when God is the truth. God knows the truth. So when you don't tell the truth and God knows the truth, don't come in his presence with the truth not in you. Don't come in his presence trying to act like he don't know what's going on. God is like, and I did another, I would say, parody of the same message a few months ago. I know that for a fact. But God is like, I can't look at you because you try to play me as Boo Boo the fool. And I'm no fool. I am the author of it all. I know the difference between the truth and the lie. I don't have to look at your face. Baby, I can feel when you're not telling the truth. In fact, I don't even have to feel it. I know that you're not telling the truth before you even know that you're not going to tell the truth. That is how powerful God is. When they say God is the all-knowing, God is literally the all-knowing. He knew that you was going to sneeze before you just sneezed. He knew that you was going to blink before you just blinked. He knew the words that was about to come out of this mouth before I knew the words that was coming out of this mouth. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and I was talking about how I was getting such a download on this. And no sooner than I said this, out again, social media, I was just scrolling through, and I saw this video of Monica talking about her experiences with friends. And she was talking about how she's had to cut off some relationships that she's had for years because they were unhealthy, and how people that she had just met had done more for her than people that she had been knowing for years. And it's because of, here's yet another lie. People lie to themselves and say, this relationship is healthy for me. Oh, that's my friend. We go way back. We tight like glue because we're living single. Sorry. Shout out to Living Single. Y'all, sometimes if y'all don't know that I do like to have fun on this channel. But it's like, don't be so tight like glue that you don't see the truth in the glue. Because what's actually bonding you two together? Is it things of truth? Is it things of lies? Are you trauma bonding with people? You both had a negative experience and now you are tight like glue. And you feel like, okay, well, if I part ways, I'm disrupting that connection. No, 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 no. Please understand that there's no true connection in the first place. Because if there was a true connection, then when you tell the truth about it all, y'all should still have that same bond. Well, girl, you've been stealing my clothes ever since we met, while we on the topic of stealing. So when homie's girlfriend stole your dress and your purse and your shoes, well, girl, that's what you've been doing. In fact, the purse that she stole from you was my purse. Ladies, bro, you said the homie was lying on you. Well, I just found out that you've been lying on me for the past 15 years. I never said anything because I was just going to see what you was going to do. But now I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. And deuces. Because you're not even worth my energy anymore. How are we supposed to be bros? And you throwing my name in the dirt. You don't think I know, but I know because people come tell me, and I'm like, nah, man, like, that's my brother, man. Like, maybe it was one of those days when we were fighting. Maybe it's one of those days when we were we had a heated, dispute, whatnot. And, I said, man, forget this. And I'm going to part ways. And then you come back and people are still talking about it. Man, we already handled it, man. We good, man. That's my bro. That's my bro. And you sitting out there and both of y'all dapping each other and people looking at him like, but you were just talking. Oh, so the lie you told me is true. Or the thing that you told me is true. This person is really delusional about what's happening. And the whole time people thinking you delusional when they don't know that the truth is the brother is delusional. Well, now these are the types of things that's being exposed, people. But going back to thank you, going back to what I was saying earlier. So I was watching this group. It's like Carolina. It's was it Carolina Beef or something like that, right? So they exposed the truth a lot, and there was this minister who was found dead in the woods. And I felt torn because I was like, I don't know the full out situation. I don't know if she was still struggling and dealing with drug addiction because apparently she had some sort of a drug addiction, right? And I'm not saying that was what her problem. I'm just saying it as I was reading it, it appears that she has a drug addiction or had a drug addiction, and that she may have succumbed to how she was getting the drugs or things because you know, or at least I know that a drug deal goes wrong can mean the end of someone's life. Prime example, when I was in undergrad in college, a friend of mine's neighbor went missing. Here we go about missing men again, or missing people. And he was concerned only because he knew the guy's schedule so well because they had become close. He knew the man's schedule so well. He was like, he's supposed to be at work right now, and his bike is still chained to the post. So he went to check on him. Nothing. Okay, well, maybe he got picked up. Next day, nothing. Okay, that's not like him. I would have seen him at least once coming in or going out, and I haven't seen. Mm-mm. So then I guess the young man's parents or somebody called, and me and a few other friends went to go visit our friend, and there was tape next to his door. We're like, what is going on? He was like, yeah, my neighbor went missing. And I was questioned. He said, but I usually sleep when he leaves, but I haven't seen him in like 2 days. We're like, oh. Well, fast forwarded, the young man's body was found in the back of a trunk and of a car, and the car and him was burned. Mafia style. That's what I call it. I said, not a mafia style killing. You can't hide. Because whatever you're trying to hide, it's going to come for you. And for some people, if you don't correct it, this is your warning piece. It could be to your demise. And not spiritually, not mentally, but literally physically, your life will be taken away for the lies that you have told. There's some people that play the victim when they know that they have been the victimizer, right? And not literally the victim. But then they turn the tables and play the victim. You're about to be exposed. I don't care how long you've been in the pulpit. If you don't repent to the person, you will be exposed. I don't care how much of a gospel singer you are and how much you say you're connected to God. You will be exposed if you don't apologize and correct and tell the truth to the person. Lies are seeds. I think people forget that. Lies are seeds. Just like they say, you got the seeds of wisdom, the seeds of love, and the seeds of growth and expansion and things like that. Lies are seeds. So when you plant these little lies and seeds, they're gonna start growing. And no matter how many times you told that lie, no matter where you have told that lie, baby, they're gonna start sprouting up. And unless you're a Sonic the Hedgehog and you can wipe out a lot of forest fires, your seeds are going to catch up to you, and people are going to be exposed. I'm literally looking at like those gossip newspapers. I'm seeing them. It's going to be to that effect for some people. It's going to be so huge that they're going to be just people just going to start being exposed. And it's not even going to be verbal exposure. It's going to be things like, oh no, I have proof. This person wrote to me, and this is the letter. You see, they got their signature. And look at this. This is something else that they signed. Identical. It, it's time. It's time. I'm hearing time's up because some people have been given ample opportunity to tell the truth, and you still haven't told the truth. And I'm literally hearing time is up for you. So embrace yourself because the truth is coming out. If there's something that you need to tell your wife, your husband, your children, your parents, your best friends, your teachers, for some of y'all, I don't know who you got to tell, but if you don't tell it, I'm hearing time is up for you. You're about to be exposed. And you need to embrace yourself because it's going to be a rocky ground. It's going to be a rocky moment in your life. And you're going to have two things to happen because you're going to need, for some people, you're really going to need to hold on to God more than ever to get you through that moment in your life. But it's going to allow you to become free because what you hold locked up in your body, when you hold secrets and you hold lies, you lock yourself up. And God can't use you, which is another reason why God can't look on you, because he's like, they lying so much that they locked up. They got the truth locked up. And the only way that I can use them is by them unlocking the truth. The only way that they can experience true liberation is by unlocking the truth and speaking the truth. So not only will you become liberated once you unlock the truth, but the other thing is now you are free for God to use you, right? You're free for God to use you. I'm sorry, I did forget my other point there. So help me, like they say, help me, Holy Ghost. Um, but once you are free, you've been telling these lies so much, you get your freedom from the lies that you told. But now you have to face the truth of how you're going to move forward. And now it's going to expose how strong you really are. It takes courage to speak the truth. And it's not so much that it's scary to tell the truth. It's really you're scared of what's going to happen to me once I tell the truth. That is the thing. But the thing is, in telling the truth, everybody's on the same page. It's an equal playing field. Whatever you gain by your lies, yes, it will go away. But now you have a clean slate. That was the true intentions, or supposed to be the true intentions of a prison. You go in, you do your time, you come out with a clean slate, right? But we don't operate that way. People go to prison, go to jail, they get a record, and we hold it up against the head. Oh, remember when you did this, and remember when you did that, and remember da 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 da. That's why the prison system fails people. That's why I thank those that are doing the liberation work for those that have been imprisoned and trying to come out, because it is a time and a season for people to start being free, because it's another form of healing, right? That is also another form of healing. But for those of you that continuously put yourself in prison, in a self-made prison, God is like, okay, I've been trying to get them to move in the right direction. But since they will not move in the right direction, I'm going to have to pull the rug from under their feet and let them fall so that they can get up, dust themselves off, and start the walk over again. Ooh, it's victorious. It's a true victory when you can say, I have become liberated from my own self, from my own fears, from my own lies. Because the Decepticons can't make it into heaven. Woo! I told y'all I can be goofy at times, but I really had to share that, right? Because if you know, like I know, if you know, like I know, truth causes less headaches. Cause your mind don't have to carry that, baby. That's one less thing I got. I told the truth, baby. I broke that vase. I was running through the house playing with the dog, and I broke your mama's vase. So please forgive me. She gonna be mad, but she will get over it. You may have to buy her a diamond bracelet or something in the future too, just to kind of soften the blow. Just gonna throw that out there, homie. But please understand, it's better than to not have that lie. Hold on to that lie, because I guarantee it's gonna come up again. And while we're on this subject, there's no such thing as a little white lie. Lies are stainful. Lies are stains. They're blemishes. The Bible even calls them blemishes. Do you know what a blemish is? Look it up. It's an imperfection in your skin. It's an imperfection in your glow. It's an imperfection in your spirit. Have you ever seen a flame on a candle, how it flickers out right before it goes out? You blowing it and the wind blows and it kind of moves to and fro. It's because it's unstable. It's an unstable connection is happening. And when things become unstable, it just moves to and fro before it goes out. And what's happening is that the lies, I'm going back to the deep rooted lies. Some of the lies are being so deeply rooted that the root is over here, the lie is over here, but the root is over here. And people start pulling up their root, and it's come pulling up all the dirt that's coming up here, and it's causing some ground to be shaky. And now the platform that this lie was standing on, it's being uprooted. And it's going to fall because now the foundation is unstable to withstand that lie anymore because the lie has been uprooted. So don't be surprised if there's some institutions and businesses of that multitude start to die out. I guarantee it's because I'm hearing blood money. I really just heard blood money. It's because of the fact that there's some things that was hidden at its inception and now it's being uprooted. Yes, it's about to be some stock market blows for a few people. That's fine. That's fine. Because it's now time for the exposed truth to exposure to happen. I was thinking earlier, and like this is like a few days ago earlier, how, and I'm going back to the Black History piece, how Black history is literally trying to be erased. And my thoughts on it is this: if you're trying to erase Black history, let's get rid of all the history. If you're trying to say that people benefited from slavery, let's adjust the fact. Why did people come to this piece of land called America in the first place? What was happening? What was happening? That means that if what I learned in world and American history is true, it also means that you should have stayed your butt where you were. It means that you was benefiting too, but you didn't like your benefit, so you greedily came to this place that you're now calling America. If we're going to be plain and true, right? It means that you shouldn't have any problems with books that expose the truth. Because if we're going to ban books, then that means we got to ban history books too, right? Because history books only give one perspective, and we know that men are flawed. So if we're saying we're going to take the word of people, of one group of people who wrote the history books, then how can we say that that's true if we only have one perspective that's talking for everybody, and we know that everybody doesn't have the lived experience? So if we're going to get rid of history, Black history, let's get rid of it all. Let's start a new history. Let's rewrite. No, let's not rewrite, but let's write new things, right? But nobody's going to erase history because if we literally took away all the historical factors, that means you must take away all of the Black contributions to America. That means you have to get rid of some good television because those that's a lot of historical movies out there. Some even remakes of historical things that's happened. That means you now have to get rid of those things because it's untrue. It's it's irrelevant to what's happening. And people want to protect the kids. And, you know, again, these are lies that are being told and fed to people. We're going to protect our children. And this is what we're going to protect them from. I don't recall any nightmares being, I don't recall having nightmares from reading a historical text about slavery. I personally haven't. Now, if there's somebody that wishes to enlighten me, feel free. We can even have a conversation. I have a way that we can have a conversation, but we can't walk and talk and live in this moment, in this era of time, and believe lies like that. People, come on, make it make sense. You can't. And really, and although I have been talking about America this whole entire time, let's go ahead and pull it all out. This goes for every country that has Black citizens, that has Indigenous citizens, that has Hispanic citizens that have been treated badly for the sake of their skin color, for the sake of their language. I always think about guerrilla warfare. If you don't know what guerrilla warfare is, it is when people used to fight using nature, basically. They knew how to maneuver in nature. So you know how they talk about the swamp people? The swamp people know how to maneuver the swamp. It's when the people from the land go to the swamp, they're so used to hard lands that they don't know how to maneuver in the swamp well. So naturally, by guerrilla warfare, the swamp people will win every time the people of the land went to the swamp, which is why in movies that try to address historical factors, that's why the people would always say, we have to drive them out. We have to drive people out, them away from what they're used to in their territories so that we now have equal playing field. Just things of history that we must address. And we must not back down. Because if we don't stand and fight for the truth, then you're basically allowing the enemy to come in and steal your joy and steal your peace and your happiness. You're literally saying, devil, you can have it all. I'm not fighting for this. I'm not willing to stick my neck out there for the truth. And it's why not? You live in your day to day lives, not knowing when something is going to be taken from you and it be put on your blame. It'll be put on you. The blame is put on you as the reason why things are not working out in your life when you're being attacked because it's a lie that somebody told, which is fear. Most things that people fear, uh, some fears are lies that people believe. They have told themselves or they had heard about instances, and so they told themselves, "Oh, well, this is gonna happen to me, so I'm not gonna do that," or I'm not gonna venture out on this business method because most people get scammed, and it's like that thought, that fearful thought, will create a whole lie And like I said earlier, you imprison your own self. You lock your own self away from blessings, away from opportunities, away from people that you're supposed to meet based off of lies that you tell yourself. So no matter where the lie is, it's going to be exposed. And if there is something that you have been lying to yourself about and it gets exposed, baby, that is the time that you pray, Spirit, help me. God, help me. Jesus, help me. Or whoever you believe in. I'm not judging you. Who just, you need to get that spiritual guidance and help. You need to get it. You need to grasp it for yourself. You need to stand still on it. You need to become unshakable in your truth. Mm. When I shut it like that, I promise you, I'm feeling it. I feel it. We have to stand firm in the truth so much that when people come to us with what we like to call BS, they'll instantly make that U turn. Oh, never mind. I forgot who I was talking to. Right. Don't come to me on on nothing foolish. I was about to say he said she said stuff. Don't come to me with nothing foolish. I I need proof. I need receipts. I can't go off of your word alone because people lie. So until people get to that point of telling the truth, there's going to be a whole lot of disruption happening. It's going to be a whole lot of sad folks and mad folks and disappointed folks, but y'all will get over it. But you got to tell the truth to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to your job, to the public. I don't care. Even to the point of this. And I'm gonna tell you how some disruptions happen and people are not really looking at it for what it is. Right before I came on tonight, a friend of mine made a post, I think yesterday, and I liked the post because it's the truth. What she said was the truth. I didn't know who she was talking about. I thought it was something that had happened on TV because I there's a whole lot of political stuff that's happening right now, right? Come to find out it was something local. And the person exposed themselves. She did not tag the person's name. She didn't say where the comment took place, but the person went on her page and said, "Oh, well, you can call that out. This is my name," and da 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 da. And I said, "Oh, you exposed yourself." And now people are saying, "Oh, well, I look and it says here you've been caught in several lies, and you've been you said that you did this and did that, and historical records show that that was a lie, and it's beginning to look like a Maury show, but the woman exposed herself." That is what's going to happen to some of y'all. You're going to be so caught up in your moment, holding on to that lie, that you're going to expose yourself. And people are going to see you for who you are and for what you do. And you're going to lose tremendously. Ooh, you're going to lose tremendously. Some people will recover, some people are not. But hey, you made the bed, now you got to lie in it. For I'm telling y'all, I promise y'all, I'm hearing that this is a warning for some people, but for some people, it's already time is up. And for some of you, for the time of for those of you, this is time is up. And if you on this side of time is up, it's like, baby, your world's about to get disrupted. And for those of you that's on this side of time is up, it's saying that you either tell the truth or you're gonna be on this side with the folks where you're gonna lose some stuff. So unless you don't want to lose some stuff, it's time for you to speak up and tell you the truth. Mm. I know I'm dead on. I keep getting jolts. That's what I'm calling them at this moment. I'm getting jolts. I'm getting unction from the spirit. I know I'm dead on it. It's happening too much. And if you think I'm playing, keep watching TV. Turn on your news. It's gonna be a whole lot of exposures that's happening. A whole lot. And people can't cover for it no more. Because people's tired. I'm tired of holding on to your lies. So I'm going to release it like the flies. Because it's starting to stink. And I can't have that around my pies. I'm going to end it there. So you all be blessed. Tell the truth. And it's not tell the truth to shame the devil. Tell the truth to free yourself. Tell the truth so that you're not exposed like some people about to be exposed. You have a good night. And until next time, be blessed.